That's right. We know whose fault this is.
Uh-oh.
It's George Bush's fault.
Yeah, George Bush doesn't care about beavers.
Of more terror attacks on America. Democrats are saying this is fear-mongering. Here's part of the ad, which was originally scheduled to appear only on the web, but as we mentioned, is now going to air on TV stations this weekend. All right, Tracy Schmidt is with the Republican National Committee, which is behind the ad, and Karen Finney is with the Democratic National Committee. Thank you both for being with us. Well, today, Democrats are accusing Republicans of fear-mongering in a new ad that is featuring Osama bin Laden. And here's part of the ad, originally scheduled to appear only on the web, but now airing on TV this weekend. You heard that, a ticking clock or a time bomb and then a heartbeat. Back with me now, radio talk show host Michael Graham and his counterpart on the dial, who I guess I'm not supposed to call liberal, huh? No. I know, no, not doing that. So
let me allow Congressman Price just a quick response and also just show our viewers, too, on the other side of the screen, too. Your party is now running a new ad where essentially they're featuring Osama bin Laden in what some are calling a scare tactic. Is that appropriate to be releasing these sort of what some call fear-mongering ads with just over 2 weeks to go before the election?
Nora, what the American people appreciate is that the battle in Iraq is just a battle in the larger war on terror. And the creative solutions that my friend Chris and his party talk about are ones that would make it so that our men and women around the nation and around the world would not have the tools and the resources necessary to be able to wage that war on terror. So again, I believe that when the American people look at the choices that they have available to them and the future of themselves, their children and their grandchildren, that they will appreciate and understand that it's this Republican Congress that provides economic security and national security, and that's the way they'll vote on November 7th.
Taxes and terror, two big issues designed to bring out GOP voters. The Republican National Committee has sent this web ad to supporters around the country, showing Osama bin Laden and al-Qaeda leaders, highlighting the threat to America. Republican strategists insist voters will be motivated by the choice between the two parties.
A new GOP campaign ad featuring a ticking clock tries to refocus voters on the war on terror. Midterm elections now only 18 days away. Republicans launch a hard-hitting ad campaign warning of terror attacks against the U.S. That and more ahead on American Morning. About this so-called stakes ad, and it's an interesting one, and it harkens back to one of the classics of all time.
That's right. The best issue for Republicans is the one they won on in 2002 and in 2004, which is fear of terror. So they produced this web ad, which they now say they will run on cable television. Listen to the sound effects and notice the words in the last frame.
It's hard to read, of course, and it sounds like, you know, on this edition of 60 Minutes or something. But
the GOP is swinging for the bleachers, unveiling a hard-hitting new ad reminding Americans of the risks of another terror attack. Watch. Joining me now, House Majority Whip Roy Blunt.
With the election less than 3 weeks away, Republicans are coming out with arguably their most controversial ad yet. Take a look at this. Pretty strong stuff. There you have it. It hits the air this weekend. Democrats call it a desperate display of fear-mongering. A reaction now from Republican Senator Rick Santorum of Pennsylvania. By the way, we called his Democratic opponent Bob Casey to appear as well. Our calls have not been returned. Senator, good to have you.
Thank you, Neil. Great to be back on your show. Thank you.
Would these ads air in Pennsylvania? Do you know what the plans are? I know you're not responsible for them, but are they supposed to?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm sorry.
What do you think of them?
Well, I haven't seen it. I'm in a studio, so I haven't seen the ad. But, you know, my sense is that if this is an ad that tries to get the attention of the American public about how serious this threat is that we are confronting, I'm glad that we're doing it. I think it's vitally important that we alert the American public of this, what I call, and I have been calling as I crisscross Pennsylvania, the greatest threat that this country's ever faced. And one of the reasons it's the greatest threat this country's ever faced is because the country's not taking the threat seriously right now. At least a whole group of liberals are not taking this very, very seriously.
Well,